Ooh, we're gonna be eating spinach pretty soon, I think. We just gotta keep this watered and let her grow. He likes to work smarter, not harder. I like to work harder, not smarter.
So now it's time to try it.
All right, we got problems this morning. Big problems.
Yeah.
So, well, first we haven't had coffee. That's the biggest problem.
It could be happening two things here. One is it will be work. The other thing will be boom. And happy first day of spring.
Oh yeah, it's the first day of spring, and we almost lost all of our plant starts on the first day of spring. Betsy, how would you have felt had I froze all of your hard work?
Be a bit sad.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It is the 18th today.
Wow.
So we're now officially less than 2 months away from our first market day, which is May 17th.
Yeah.
The time's gonna go fast now, because now we got a lot of stuff to do. So today is actually one of our biggest seed blocking and planting days or weeks of the year because we do our onions.
Mm-hmm.
And I already showed me making some trays, I think on the last video. And so I have 22 soil blocked trays ready to go. We are going to make another 34 this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Plus I need to do some open flats for the leeks.
Oh, yeah.
But we do our onions in soil blocks. We plant about 7 100-foot beds here of onions, and that's 1,200 onions per bed is what we do. We plant a lot of onions. We love onions. Our members love onions. The market loves onions.
We love.
Yeah, we do really good on onions. So we are working on that today.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked a little bit about it on the last video, but we like to use soil blocks.
Mm-hmm.
It is a lot more work up front, but it is a lot easier on the planting end. There's no separating out little tiny onion starts and trying to get them in the little hole and get them in there.
Yeah.
Soil blocks, we can probably plant all 7 beds in one day, just 2 of us.
Yeah.
It goes very fast once they're in the soil blocks. So that's how we try to do our onions here, and we really like it. This will be our 3rd year, I think,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
soil blocking onions,
Yeah.
and that makes me very happy. So today we're going to have Betsy here and our neighbor Jamie.
yeah.
Lots of help. It'll be fun. The other thing we have to do, because the plants in the germination room are huge,
Mm-hmm.
and are outgrowing the germination room. They need to all come out here.
Yep.
So Jose will be moving a lot of trays today because all of the onion trays have to go into the germination room, and everything that's in the germination room has to go out here. And since we can handle 80 trays in there, that's a lot of tray movement.
Yeah.
We are going to open the exterior door today just because there's no way we could carry all those onions through the house. It would be
Yeah.
an all-day process.
Yeah.
We're also going to pull down the plastic that's here in the middle of the greenhouse because we will now keep the heat on in here very low. It only needs to stay because these are all cool season crops we're doing. I think the lowest our thermostat goes to is 35. We could probably even keep it lower than that because while the air temperature seems cool, the soil stays pretty warm and the plants don't freeze. Also, what happens is if we heat this side, it keeps that side just warm enough, and that's all we need. So we will also this week be planting out this other side of the greenhouse, which I'm very excited about. I love when stuff starts growing. And I'll show you in a minute, but we left some spinach in here over the winter. We also left kale and Swiss chard. I think the kale would have survived also, but we needed to move all of our pallets over here. We needed the space. So we covered the kale bed with pallets. And so we ended up just pulling those out. And then behind us, though, the spinach,
That's good.
we've been watering it and it's coming back.
Yeah.
It says, woo, back to warm weather. Ooh, we're going to be eating spinach pretty soon, I think. We just got to keep this watered and let her grow. I think if we had kept the beds covered in here, it would have been a lot better.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so today is very busy, just moving trays, seed blocking, and getting stuff ready. We have another big seeding day this week, though, because we have to now get the first trays ready for our first big planting inside of the high tunnels. And I think that's, we need to plant 12 100-foot beds almost immediately with things like spinach and lettuces and all the cool season crops. So that'll be a lot of additional trays that we're doing this week. So it's just going to be a busy week. Some things will probably have to be left out here to germinate, which doesn't make me super happy because we have a fairly cold and cloudy week coming up. It's not real cold, but for germination it's cold.
Yeah.
So we may run the heat in here a little more than we need to, which we don't like doing that because it gets a little expensive. But all right, anything you want to say or
No.
contribute to my long monologue this morning?
Not right now.
No. Nope, we're just going to be busy. So I'm going to get to making soil block trays just because I want to be ready for Betsy and Jamie. They can seed a lot faster than I can make soil blocks. So I want to be prepared so they don't catch up to me too fast. Otherwise, we're all just standing around. Might as well use the labor while I got it here.
All right.
All right, let's get to work. Wow, this is so much fun.
So zen.
So zen. That's true. That it is. Jose, what are you doing?
Well, you know, this little garden cart is so nice, but sometimes we need more space to carry on trays. So I am making another like a second floor.
Yeah, this is a smart guy. He likes to work smarter, not harder. I like to work harder, not smarter. So, yeah, he's building a... No, that's going to be cool.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. All right, well, I'm going to leave you to work. I got to go finish making trays for Betsy and Jamie.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you.
Yeah. Perfect. I make the frames. So now I will put a couple plywood board, and I will put two. Yeah, just two will be enough. Perfect. So now it's time to try it.
All right, we're almost done. We are... Well, I don't know. We worked through a lot of trays today, right, ladies?
Yes, we did.
And how much fun did everybody have?
Oh, so much. So much fun.
They're very excited about all of the onions they've done, which is, you know, so nice to hear. So now they're just doing the last few onion trays. I'm doing 2 trays of leeks, which we do different. We do open trays for those. And we do about 500 seeds per tray. And then plant them more traditionally. Oh, these are kind of little.
Are they?
Well, they seem littler than onion seeds, although I haven't had to handle onion seeds today, so.
I have.
Not really I don't really remember how big onion seeds are, I guess. You feel like you have a good vibe on the size of onion seeds over there?
Yes,
James?
yes, I do.
We did all of our planting this morning.
Good job.
Yeah, a lot. 58 trays.
Yeah,
seeded.
in good time. We
Yeah.
did it in good time.
We cranked through, which is very exciting. The nice thing was Jamie brought some zucchini bread this morning, and we have 1 slice left. Everybody got a slice this morning, but we have 1 slice left. So we are going to draw straw
Uh-huh.
for...
Straw. I thought it was draw straws.
On the farm, it's draw straw.
Oh. Right.
Duh. So we're going to draw straw to see who gets the last piece of zucchini bread. So you guys can pick first because I know which one's the longest.
Oh, okay.
Who's going first? Okay, Betsy says she's gonna go. All right.
Oh.
Okay. All right, let's see.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you guys are losers. That's too bad.
Well, what's yours look like?
Okay. What happened here? Okay. Oh. Cheater.
I'm not a cheater. Don't call me a cheater. All right, I guess we'll just have to share the bread. Next time, Jamie should bring 6 pieces, right? So we can all have 2, right, Jamie? So this afternoon we have to now move all of these trays from here into the germination room, and we have to move everything from the germination room back out here. So our plan is Betsy will be in charge of the greenhouse and keeping it organized and putting all the trays into here. Jose will be the driver. I like it. Jose is going to be the driver, and he will bring the trays back and forth. And I will be in the germination room giving Jose the correct trays to bring to Betsy and putting them on the shelves as Jose brings them back.
Okay.
So that's how this is going to work. So hopefully it'll be quick because it's like almost 160 trays to move. Not quite that many because we have 80 plus 56 plus a few. So
I hope your little baby plants are ready for their eviction notice.
I actually have been keeping the heat down in there because I was worried when they move in here that they were going to be too cold. So I think they're good. I think they're hardened off enough to come from there to here.
Yeah.
I didn't keep it too warm. They're all cool season crops. But we do have a lot of trays to move, so hopefully it goes pretty smoothly. Are we all ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm ready.
Let's go. Well, the good news is the house didn't fall apart.
Hey.
Yeah. All right. So I had to unseal this door to get it open because we sealed it all up to keep the air out, cold air out. The door jamb here is doing a lot of good work. All right, are you ready, Jose?
Just give me a second.
Are you excited about your new cart?
Yeah. Let's see what happened.
Cool. All right. I feel like these need watered.
Yeah, they need water. All right. Welcome to another day.
Another day of what? Planting? Working outside in the freezing cold?
It's not too bad. It's just windy.
We're supposed to get a winter storm warning today, or winter storm, but they've kind of downgraded it. So they were saying, 5 to 12 inches starting this morning at 10 a.m. It is now maybe 1 o'clock.
Ah.
And no snow yet. Just the wind is picked up. So now they're saying maybe 3 inches with a little bit of wind. Well, a lot of wind.
But no snow.
Yeah. We were going to be lazy, but we decided we should probably get a few things done. So right now, the compost we have is pretty frozen still. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we are going to get these beds cleaned up, all the junk off of them because we want to plant. Mm-hmm. But if we bring the compost in here and let it thaw out, we can mix it in easier. So we're just going to bucket it in here in chunks as he can break it up out of the bag. And then I'm going to put it down on the beds. I'm going to clean out the paper chains from anything we planted last year. All of this, the hoses and all the stuff we have stored in here needs to get moved out because we're going to plant all of these beds over here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and try to utilize this space as much as possible. But we've got stuff to go in the ground. We have baby Napa cabbages, which are one of my all-time favorites. And then, of course, bok choy, which only grows really good in the early spring and the late fall here. It's just beautiful, so we're growing some of that. Lettuces, of course, kale and Swiss chard, some broccoli. That's what's going to get planted in here. So we're working on that right now. And I think that'll be all we'll probably do today.
Yeah.
I need to get some bananas into the dehydrator. We just found out our dog has Lyme's disease.
Oh no, yeah.
And we had him tested to see if he got it a while ago or if it's fresh, and they said his numbers are very high. So we have to go pick up antibiotics, try to get him over that. So that's a little bit concerning for Tronic. Yeah, I'm not real happy about that. But that's life, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you're going to see me pulling the paper chains out of here from our paper pot transplanter trays. And we'll put down compost, and then I might try to mix it in a little bit. Hopefully the little bit of warmth in here will thaw those bricks of compost out a little bit. All right, can you move those plastic over to the other barn? Those I'll take over to the other side. All right, back to work.
This is the second year with this right? No.
Yeah, this will be our second. Did we build them last year?
I think we finished in the, I don't know if it was in the fall or in the beginning of the, no, I think we had 2 years.
I think it was in spring last year that we did them.
Yeah.
I can't remember. So this is our second year with these raised beds, is what Jose is saying. I think we built them either last spring or the fall before. They're really handy, though. So we'll plant out all of this. Not a lot will grow in here, but it's actually, this greenhouse is serving a dual purpose. So all of our plant starts are on the other side. We'll take you over there and just show you, because yesterday we moved them all over. And then we have this plastic in the middle to keep the heat on that side mostly. But heating that side keeps this side just perfect. And I'm hoping it'll stay warm enough in here to break up some of these chunks of compost that are frozen. And then once we plant in here, it will also stay warm enough for, and then we might do some row covers over these. I haven't decided yet. But because we run the heat over there, I don't know that it's necessary over here. Of course, the cooler the temperatures, the slower things grow. So it's funny because things are really slow, and then all of a sudden the plants just take off, and it's like, wow, spring is definitely here. So tomorrow or Friday we'll get all of these beds planted out. We have pretty much our trays over there almost full already.
Yeah.
Like, we got a lot of stuff going on. We'll take you over there and talk about that really quick.
It's spring again.
So yesterday we filled up this whole area with the starts out of the germination room, and it stays really chilly in here. We keep the temperature set at 35.
Yeah.
Which, at that temperature, you have to be very careful on how much you're watering, because if you water in the evening and then let the temperatures get low, you're going to end up with dampening off. We do not water usually on cold days. We only water on our warmest days when the sun will be shining in here, and we do it early in the day so the plants have time to dry out. We want them to stay watered, but they don't go through very much water if it's cool.
Yeah.
Like on a hot day in here at, 100 degrees, we have to water for sure every day. But in these cool temperatures, it's about every 4 to 5 days, and we just try to time it. Like, we know the next 2 days will be pretty chilly, we won't water.
Yeah.
We'll look for the next partially sunny day where it'll get up to 50 or 60 in here. We'll water and let them dry out so we don't get dampening off or any funguses growing or anything like that, because these cool temperatures can be a problem.
Yeah.
But these are all cool season crops in here. They don't care if it's chilly. As long as they don't freeze, they're happy.
Yeah.
All right, anything else?
No, just
Yeah, I think we're done for the day. I may work in the kitchen a little bit. I got a bunch of bananas I want to put in the dehydrator because we're making muesli again this week, and I want the dried bananas for that. But I think we're probably going to take the rest of the afternoon. So not very much work today. I spent a lot of time running around in town this morning. Hate going to town. All right. The plants behind us are the plants that are going to get planted on the other side. So we have carrots, lettuces, some bok choys, cabbages, spinach, kale, Swiss chard, some mustard greens. That's all going to get planted on that other side.
Yeah.
All right, back to not working. All right, we got problems this morning. Big problems.
Yeah.
So, well, first we haven't had coffee. That's the biggest problem. But we have no electricity. And we have all of those plant starts out in the greenhouse. We have eggs in the incubator. We don't know how long the temperature or heat electricity's been out. It's very, it's too early and we're got a lot going on. So right now the biggest concern is getting the plants taken care of because it's already 30 degrees out there in the greenhouse.
Yeah.
So it'll be warmer down lower where the plants are, but we need to figure out something there. So we have a small heater. It's propane run, but we've got to get the generator going. We have we should have been more prepared for this, but we've never lost power like this overnight in this time of year, which is good because we have way too many things going on.
Yeah.
So the other thing we're going to try to do is move the incubator closer to the heater here in the house because it runs without power. But we may end up losing those eggs, which is bad because we have no way to heat them. We need a full property generator is what we need. And we've been talking about it, but man, we haven't done it. And this could be one of the reasons it's important. All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going out in the cold. It is a horrible, windy, cold storm right now.
Let's go, kids. Let's see what happens, kids. You need a tripod.
All right, so we need propane tank, we need the heater, we need the generator.
Let's go.
So the good news is it's not super, super cold outside. It's right around 30 degrees. The field temperature is quite a bit lower, but the plants are not yet freezing. The problem is the more we move around in here and open things, the bigger problem we're going to have. You need my help out there? All right, so Jose has the generator out there. You just gonna leave it on the cart?
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I was like, I wonder where he's gonna put it. The good news is it's about to be light outside, so that's gonna help us a lot. Of course, it doesn't want to start. It's probably like, it's way too cold. Ooh, almost. Nice, that's a good sound. So Jose is going to try to hook our big heater up to the electrical. The problem is that we need to put a cord on this because it doesn't currently have a cord, and we want to be able to do it again in the future. So we're going to get a ladder. I put a little tiny heater in here for right now. It's not going to do much, but what it will do is at least keep the temperature up. And let's see what the weather looks like. Because if that sun comes up here in a few minutes and starts heating this, we're going to be in good shape. Temperature. Oh, we don't have any things you try to do when you don't have electricity.
It could be happening two things here. One is it will be work. The other thing will be boom. We have green light. All right, kids. Do not listen home. Yeah.
All right, Jose saved the day in the greenhouse. So he's got the heater hooked up and running, which is, yay, very exciting. I covered the incubator with a bunch of jackets and blankets just to try to keep as much heat in it as possible, but I don't know.
Maybe I could put cats. It would be helpful.
Yeah, maybe we'll put some cats in it. The biggest good news I just had was 2 power truck companies just drove by the house, and we're dead end, so I know they know we're out of power.
Yeah.
So that's good news that we are, hopefully they're working on it and we will have power back soon, because that would make me happy. Also, I always forget that when we have no power, we have no water. The good news is we have some bottles of water, which we don't usually use bottled water, but we have some bottles of water down in the basement, so I'm going to make us some coffee.
How?
On the stove in the garage, on the propane stove. So we can at least have coffee! All right, so I think we're in good shape. The plants will stay warm.
Yeah.
And the biggest problem will be is if we lose some eggs to this. But hopefully they get the heat up.
I think so. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Jose.
Yeah,
All right, so good news is power's back on. It was only out for an hour from the time I noticed it was out, and we know it was on around 2:30 in the morning when Jose took the dogs out. So, you know, the biggest question is going to be whether or not how these eggs hold up. So, you know, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens when we candle them. And we candle them, I think in 5 more days, we can candle them. They've only been in for a few days. So I don't know, for those of you that have raised chicks before, you probably know better than me. We did cover the incubator to try to keep the heat in there, but again, I don't know if it was out for 3 hours, if it was out for a half hour when we got it covered. So time will tell. All right, crisis from this morning averted.
Yeah, and happy first day of spring.
Oh yeah, it's the first day of spring, and we almost lost all of our plant starts on the first day of spring. Betsy, how would you have felt had I froze all of your hard work?
I'd be a bit sad.
Yeah, it would be a little devastating. We managed not to do it though. So right now, Betsy's getting a bunch of trays ready for seeding this afternoon. Me and Jose and I, wow, bad English. Jose and I are going to plant these trays that we put in here, that we seeded, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago. We're going to get those planted out on the other side, so that's what you're going to see happening. Because we are low on trays, and Betsy needs trays for planting. So that's how we operate here on the farm, is just work as we go. But I do think I'm going to need to, I already ordered 1 case. I think we're going to need to order another case. So, yeah, these are our favorite trays from Bootstrap Farmer, these ones here. So they got, they got nice holes at the bottom. They work really good. So I probably will have to order us one more. All right, let's get to planting.
All right.